Now, this has been bugging me for a while. I don't know if you've seen on the news, you probably have, but they're taking Sir John A MacDonald's name off of certain schools in Canada, mostly in Ontario, because he was involved with residential schools in the 1800s. Now, I have a big connection to Sir John A MacDonald because, first of all, we're both MacDonalds and we're both from Scotland. Second of all, I live next to Province House. I live like a couple miles away from Province House. And near Province House, down the street, there is a statue of him sitting on a bench. Now, I have seen that statue so many times. I got my picture taken of it when it first was put there. In I think 2014 or something. And I just always realized that he is a major significant part of Canada's history because he was the first Prime Minister of Canada and he was the second Prime Minister. He was the third Prime Minister of Canada as well. He just did a lot. He was one of the founding fathers, the main founding father for this country. And we're going to take him off because he did something that is wrong, obviously. I know that residential schools are wrong. At the time, they thought it was going to help them, but it turned out to be horrible. I used to work in a nursing home. I still do, but not as much. And there's this fellow there who grew up in a residential school, and he told me about some of the shit that would happen there. And I understand that it's pretty bad. I have some native in me too, and a lot of my friends do. I have a friend that's like full native. My grandfather, he is not native, and he was still put in a residential school, like a day residential school, because he lived way the hell out in the country and the Catholic Church kind of took over. So he was made to go to a residential school for the day and made to do Catholic stuff even though he was Protestant. And that's the only education they had access to. So I understand that residential schools are horrible. And I understand that that's a wrong chapter in our history which we have tried to fix. We have acknowledged it and we have tried to fix it. We have not covered it up. Or at least where I live, we haven't covered it up. And I just feel like it's wrong to take his name off the schools like that. Because he has done more for Canada than he's done hurting Canada. He's done a lot of good things for Canada, such as setting up the railway and just being the founding father of Canada. Sorry, I got a 3-week-old kitten here, and another kitten and a full-grown cat, so it's kind of busy. So that's just my thoughts on this thing, and it kind of does upset me that us in the U.S. are erasing history because of bad things that people have done in the past, which were fine to do then, but not good to do now. Like we have to realize that people in the past lived at a different time. They did things that weren't right, but at that time they were right. And we just have to accept this and move on. We don't have to take their names off of things. We don't have to take down statues. We just have to acknowledge it and accept it and move on.